G'day legends, it's story time. This is an Aussie story actually from a relative of mine. It was my grandfather. My grandfather has passed now, but he was a man that had a very dry, witty sense of humour. I actually have lots of stories of his that I will probably put out one by one. But this one was one of my favourite stories from him. And it's called Salting the Biggest Slug He'd Ever Seen. He used to sit out the back on his veranda. He had a couch. Now, this couch, I realised when I was older, it was leather and it was bright orange. I mean, the orange of an actual orange. It was the most hideous couch you've ever seen. And he had it the whole time, I remember, as far back as I could remember. And a childhood memory of him is he would sit out on this couch and he'd drink his VB stubby, VB long neck for the Aussies around, and he would entertain himself. He would have the police scanner, he'd have the radio on, and he'd also painted and glued some coins to the ground in front of his chair, a couple of 5 and 1 cent pieces and stuff like that he enjoyed telling us kids to go and get the butter knives and try and get up, and he'd sit there and giggle at us. On this one occasion, he was sitting on his couch. I believe this one was not necessarily an afternoon story. It might have been just after the rain or in the morning. And he went over to the edge of the veranda, and it was a large veranda. It was up high, about 2-3 foot off the ground. And there was a huge slug, absolutely biggest slug he'd ever seen, huge tiger slug. And he starts calling out, "Mum, get the salt." Mum is what he called Grandma. My grandma, by this stage, was her agility had gone. She was a wonderful woman, and she came out and she had the salt. She didn't know why. She's just done what she's told. She comes out with the salt. Now, my grandma would have been quite old by this stage. We're probably looking at over 80. And, she's her eyesight's not that good, and she's got the glasses on. And he's going, "Look at that slug over there. Look at that slug. Get over there and salt it. Kill it. We don't want that in the garden." They had a nice garden. And so she gets over there and she starts salting. She's salting the slug. And he's like, "It's still moving. Quick, put some more on it. Put some more on it." And this happens again. "No, I saw it move. Put some more on it." And then he starts laughing. And she's looking at him going, "What are you laughing about?" He goes, "You're not salting a slug. You're salting this dirty big dog crap." He used a bit poorer language than that, but I won't use it. So that's the story of my grandma salting a giant slug that turned out to be a giant dog poo. And my grandfather just giggling at it and thinking that it was a great prank. And I don't think he ever lived that one down. It came up pretty often from everyone else telling it, and then he would get in trouble by Grandma. There's an Aussie story for you from a true blue Aussie. Have a great afternoon. Do something nice for someone else.